So we have Billy, and now we have Bob, and he is on the home run to being completed. Here are his tentacles. I have a spare piece of yarn, and this was made by first creating a disc and then adding the tentacles. I am going to try something different with this one. Normally I put the tentacle in place with a pin. What I want to try with this one is by leaving the center thread long enough just for this purpose. What I want to try is, so I'm working it to the middle, and I've put it down the middle. You can see there. And then what I want to do is I want to put it down the middle of this guy. So make sure I've got the bottom. Let me go to the back. Doesn't matter where I come out. When I made my mice, I used to work away all my tails, all my threads into whiskers. They all became whiskers. Really loved that. So the mice would have all multiple colored whiskers from all the different threads, from sewing the ears in and sewing the nose on. So what I've done now is, this is going to make center to center. See? Center to center. Tug on that. I know it's in place. For the last one, I used a sock to keep everything down. This time I'm just going to try and just moving this all the way around. Really can hold on to that. Try a different system. Just for now. Because I need to hold on to that thread there. So the sock is not going to be practical right now. Okay, there we go. Everything's in place. Except for one thing, is I haven't threaded this. That's annoying. Let's see if I can. No. Ideally, I would have got that ready first. Okay, so last time I worked from the outside in. I think this time I'm going to work from the inside out. Coming out somewhere and going back into the same hole. Coming out as close as possible to the center. Checking when I go out that hole that it's not making a pucker. No, it's not. Coming out to this one here. Going back in the same hole. Close to the center as possible. Going in there. Coming out. Going in. You go in there. And so I'm just moving around this way. When I come out, I must just make sure that I don't break any of these threads here. Let's try and come out between the white threads. If I see it's pulling, then I will stop. It's okay. Or was it just going to create a dimple? don't have to go so far down. See, it's in place now. So this guy's become redundant. He's done his job. I won't cut him off. I might need him. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to continue in the same. See how this is quite there. Now let me just continue in the same way. Just working my way around. I'm always trying different ways of sewing up or knitting it till I find the way that suits me the most. I do like the sock idea. I'm not abandoning that. That's why I got that extra piece of yarn. I knew this one would not be long enough. And so before I run out of this color or can't find the ball and I want to sew up Bob and then I don't have what I need to do it properly, I just put that extra piece of yarn with him. This is going to be the last one because the yarn is finished. It's almost puckering there. Be careful. Okay, and this is the last one. Okay, I won't need this one either. But I'm going to work him a bit more because he's from the centerpiece. I wanted to, I could always incorporate a little bit of blue into the eyes. Could actually be quite cute. Let me see. I just thought about it now. Is there no reason not to? Go down. Come out. Might have a bit of a problem there. Which side is the tail? It's literally just a tiny little touch. I think I'm going to change needle. Sharper needle, thinner needle. It's going to go through the stuffing with ease. The only problem is it does tend to split these pieces here, which means if you want to sew back, there's a good chance that it will pucker. So it's such a touch, you can almost not see it. Then when I pull this one through, I think it'll actually probably be lost inside the head. I doubt we will see it. Can always give it a little trim. Let me do that now. Ah, he was determined to come out. You never know. It's the nature of wool, of yarn. Such a small little touch of blue. As I said, it's just really, it's just a little hint. But it does make a little bit of a difference. It's there, it's visual. Okay, so let's come back to this. We got sidetracked, completely and absolutely sidetracked. I'm now going to use the blunt needle because I want to work around. I want to catch all the way around. Probably doing it quite a few times. So where do I start? Let me start in the front, just to use the face as a guide. We'll get away just now. So what I want to do is I want to catch the V's of the knitted. And then we are going to go across to the tangled mess of the crocheted and just catch anything I can find there. And what I will do is use the sock now. Hold the tail with my hand, give that a big little tug. Use my sock. Grab all my tentacles, because otherwise it's going to be an endless battle. Come on, little tail. Even the one little thing sticking out is catching on. Catching the V. I'm going to be going around quite a few times. So after a while, maybe by the second round, it will have gripped to place. Becomes, look, I'll show you. Look at that. It's just no way he's going to come loose. And that's what you want. You want to know that little octopus can be grabbed by the tentacles and bashed, and the tentacles will not come loose from the body. I think this thread might be a bit long. I'm going to cut it shorter. I do not need it to be more than 40 centimeters. It just means that each time I'm pulling through, there's such a long arm movement involved. And I won't be using all that thread anyway. This guy's just going to become a pain, so I'm going to get rid of him. Gone. So where were we? Coming back to the eyes. If I'm correct, there should be round 1. Try and get 2 threads at once, two parts of the V rather than 1. You can even get 3, but two's the ideal. And as I'm using the blunt needle, it's a bit tricky to get into the crochet of the legs. But I just somehow prefer to use the blunt needle for this particular action. It doesn't break up these threads here. I think 2 rounds will probably do the trick. It's also a handy way of expanding the dimension of the disc that's holding the octopus to the head. So instead of it being on, for instance, a couple of centimeters, you've increased it now to a couple more. So instead of that much being attached to the head, now you've got that much. And the more and more rounds you make, the more and more the tentacles will surface space, a surface diameter, whatever dimension holding onto the head. I don't know if I'm actually making myself clear. So like this one here, it's got quite a little bit, small bit there, that's holding him onto the head. Whereas, let me see another one. Compared to this one, you can see he's got a much bigger surface space holding him onto the head. So each one does definitely have a different personality and character, and of course the way that the tentacles hang and everything. I think this one was short. Yeah, he's got 6. He's got 6 tentacles. He's more of a jellyfish than an octopus. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Let me just take it off, just check. So yeah, now that I'm checking, I can see there's a couple of little gaps that I want to take care of. Got to think of what little nails will be doing if they are plucking at him. Plucking and pulling, and my mother bought me my brother's owls from America back in the 70s. And I promptly plucked the eye out of my owl. It was glued back in. Owl's still in my mother's house, sitting in the lounge. And I know it's my owl because it's got the bulging eye. My brother's owls were not plucked. And their eyes looked very nice indeed. My owl used to glare at me with that accusing eye, saying, "How dare you have plucked my eye out?" But it's what little fingers do. They pull and try to see what their little toy is made of. If there's any resistance. And go back once, and then that should be fine. Okay. So we have Billy. And we have Bob. And they will be continuing their adventure. I don't know where they'll be going. But they'll be joined by the little growing family. Don't have that many yet. And then, of course, there's all the ones in the box. Got a little box. Dark. This was not at all nice working in. This was my first version where I was making them in a strip and then crocheting the circle afterwards. I was not as happy as I am with. Then I tried 2 different colors for the first one just to see what I was doing. And he is going to be sewn on there, so he hasn't been completed. Oops, upside down. Make sure the mouth's on the right side. Otherwise, it's going to be more like an alien. But there we go. So 2, 4, 6, 7 so far. And thanks for watching. I hope that you will go look at the playlist if you want to see more. I will keep adding to the playlist as I tweak the recipe. But for the moment, it's Billy and Bob. I'm very, very happy with how they've turned out. And please go look at the Tula Baba project if you're looking for a place that you want to send your octopus. Otherwise, I'm sure there are local charities or just maybe someone in your family who would love one. My mum's already asked for one. She's in her 80s and she's like, oh, my birthday's coming up. She said, I'd love it in the colors of a strelitzia because she has strelitzia in her garden. So yes, my mum is going to be getting one for her birthday. Okay, cheers.